It was a sunny day in the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. The date, April 16, 2025. A U.S. Navy carrier strike group sailed through these crucial waters. Suddenly alarms blared. The Houthis, a militant group from Yemen, decided to test the might of the U.S. Navy. Big mistake. The U.S. doesn't back down from a fight. They don't bring a carrier strike group to a knife fight. They bring the whole damn armory. What followed was a tense standoff. It was a display of military might and technological prowess. This, my friends, is the story of that standoff. The Houthis thought they could flex their muscles. They thought wrong. They were about to learn a very valuable lesson. Never poke the eagle. Especially not when the eagle has a carrier strike group nearby. Why is the Bab el-Mandeb Strait so important? Think of it as the world's busiest highway. It connects the Red Sea to the Gulf of Aden. This narrow passage is a lifeline for global trade. Oil, gas, and goods flow through this strait every single day. Millions of barrels of oil pass through this maritime choke point. It's the artery of the global economy. Disrupt the flow, and the world feels the pain. Control of the Bab el-Mandeb means control of a significant portion of global trade. For the U.S., keeping this strait open is vital. It's about protecting their interests and those of their allies. So when the Houthis decided to stir up trouble, the U.S. Navy was ready to respond. The first line of defense, electronic warfare. The U.S. Navy brought out their secret weapon, the EA-18G Growler. This aircraft is a flying electronic warfare beast. Its mission jam enemy radar and communications. Think of it as a hacker in the sky. It disrupts enemy systems, blinding their defenses. The Growlers created havoc with the Houthis' ability to track and target U.S. forces. They were flying blind. This electronic warfare dominance was crucial. It allowed other U.S. aircraft to operate with impunity. The Houthis were outmatched and outmaneuvered in the electronic domain. It was a clear victory for American technology. Section 4. American Air Power. With the electronic battlefield secured, it was time for the big guns, or, in this case, the big planes. F-35 Sea Lightning IIs and F/A-18 Super Hornets roared into action. These are some of the most advanced fighter jets in the world. They conducted precision strikes against Houthi targets. Command and control centers, gone. Air defense systems, toast. Weapons storage facilities, vaporized. The U.S. Navy unleashed a relentless air campaign. Over 1,000 Houthi targets were obliterated. The message was clear: don't mess with the U.S. Navy. The precision of these strikes was remarkable. The goal was to neutralize the threat while minimizing civilian casualties. Section 5. Eyes in the sky. But how did the U.S. Navy find these targets? Enter the E-2 Hawkeye. This flying command center provides real-time intelligence and surveillance. It's the eyes in the sky. The Hawkeye tracked Houthi movements, relaying that information to the strike aircraft. Drones also played a crucial role, providing constant video feeds of the battlefield. This constant flow of information was vital for the success of the operation. It allowed the U.S. Navy to stay one step ahead of the Houthis. The message was clear: the U.S. sees all. Section 6. Precision and restraint. The U.S. military operation wasn't just about firepower, it was also about restraint. The goal was to neutralize the threat, not to level Yemen. The U.S. military took great care to minimize collateral damage. They used precision-guided munitions. They carefully selected targets to avoid civilian casualties. This focus on precision and restraint is a hallmark of the U.S. military. They understand that every bomb dropped has consequences. They strive to achieve their objectives while minimizing harm to innocent people. Section 7. A fragile peace. After weeks of tension, a breakthrough. Oman, the peacemaker of the Middle East, stepped in. They mediated a ceasefire agreement between the U.S. and the Houthis. The Houthis agreed to stop attacking U.S. warships. In return, the U.S. agreed to halt airstrikes in Yemen. On May 6, 2025, President Trump announced the ceasefire. The world breathed a sigh of relief. But is this peace built on solid ground? Some Houthi leaders expressed skepticism, casting doubt on the agreement's longevity. Experts believe the ceasefire might be temporary. They predict Houthi attacks on Israeli infrastructure could continue. The situation remains tense, a powder keg waiting to explode. One thing is for sure: the Bab el-Mandeb Strait remains a flashpoint in a volatile region. The U.S. Navy stands ready to defend its interests, but the path to lasting peace remains elusive.